let's lay out what your theory is, just like elevator pitch, and then let's start pulling the threads of what this are, because we're
Okay.
just using terms that we haven't kind of laid out, like type 2, type 3. Okay,
Mhm.
right. So like how many type, you know what I mean? So what's the elevator pitch here of what your theory is exactly, if you were to just sum it up, one summary?
Where there's three different variants. You have the type 3, 2, and 1. The type 3 are in the buildings. They operate as like a satellite in reverse. They do burst relaying. When they start relaying, they transmit up to the type 2s, which are the ones the US government are spotting in Iraq and in other parts of the world. They're seen as a big silver ball. They fly generally low to the ground. They will sit in the same spot for a long period of time and then fly off. They also seen daisy chaining across the sky as well. And then they signal up to the type 1 V formation, which is a bigger variant of the same technology. So you have three big spheres in a flat triangle configuration, and they fly in the sky like this. They kind of like move around as one. And what will happen is you have the type 1 V formation here, and you have the type 2 here, and it will move around like this in the sky. And what it appears to be doing is a thing called the mathematical process called trilateration.
So there's three types of spheres, right? When you say type 1 type, you mean spheres. And as far as I understand from conversations we had, just to lay this out at the beginning, so people understand kind of what's going on. It's this sort of planetary defense system, right? These spheres are in the thousands, probably all over the Earth, globally, run by AI and managed by this ultra-terrestrial civilization on Earth. Right? Correct. And basically those spheres are designed, they all serve a different purpose, all three, like you've labeled them out: level 3, level 2, level 1. They all work in conjunction, but they all work separately to basically, again, achieve protection of, humans. And then sort of some of these paranormal experiences that have been happening, this phenomena has been mistaken for this other thing, right? But it's been these spheres, right, this whole time. And some other phenomena that we'll get into in a little bit that's kind of as well been mislabeled, but it's all kind of connected. I just think I want people to understand that this is kind of a theory that it does, if it's true, it gives a lot of answers to a lot of this phenomena that we know about, right? Kind of brings it all together. It's like, oh, things have just been misinterpreted. It's this 3-sphere planetary system that's causing all of this misinterpretation, what they do. So maybe let's break down each sphere, like level 3. I know you were kind of doing that, but level 3 is what exactly?
Okay, give me a second.
Sure. And like the size, if you could describe maybe the size of them, kind of that too. Because I find this theory so fascinating.
So there's a diagram in your file, if you bring it up.
Got it.
So you have the type 3s, which are about the size of a baseball.
Got it.
They operate low to the ground. They operate in buildings, but they also operate pretty much anywhere that masks their electronic signatures. So including holes in the ground, including tunnels, including caves, anything that masks electronic signature. But like any network, it has to go where it has to go. So sometimes it routes through populated areas, which is where the houses become haunted, as they say, with poltergeists.
Yeah.
And what happens is that they're like a transponder. So they will go into a building and they will basically, you won't even know they're there. They will just fly about, but no one will really know they're there. And then when they need to, they'll uplink, and then they will start producing emissions, and then they will cause actions to move people away from the emissions and transmissions, which is in accordance with the inverse square law of radiation, as I said. When they relay up to the type 2 spheres, which is with the ones a slightly larger variant. These are about the size of a bowling ball, maybe a bit bigger. That's the ones, obviously, the US government is talking about, and the Congress was briefed about. And then they will either link up to the type 1 V formation, which is the big triangle, which is even larger variants, or they're seen daisy chaining across the country and over high elevations, such as mountains and buildings, for instance. So, the once the V formation's up in the sky, you can determine where it's looking by the position of the Type 2, because the Type 2 will always be directly back center of this triangle formation. And as I said, they appear to be using a mathematical process called trilateration, which is so the front three spheres are doing 2D tracking in space, and then the third one at the back is, or the fourth one at the back is actually calculating the distance. So it means with this formation you can determine what it's actually doing, which is tracking objects in 3D space.
So there's 4 spheres at a time.
You have the Type 1 V formation, which is 3, and then you have the Type 2 at the back.
Got it. And okay. And so, okay, I see. I see now. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. That is, so technically it's 5 working.
Well, they're different variants. They do different things. So you can't characterize them separately. Yeah.
So there's different formations as well, right? Sometimes just X, Y, Z. Okay. How long have you been working on this theory? Just, in general?
Since 2015, I think.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is a 10-year investigation.
Yeah, I wrote a book on it. I wrote a book on it. I described it all. I come up with trigger processes, how you can engage them, trigger them, trigger paranormal activity in buildings. All the networks are aware of me, but they don't talk about me because it upsets their business models. Obviously, the paranormal business model is a multi-billion-dollar industry, so they want to keep the mystery box going instead of looking into something new.
Finding the solution, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Absolutely. Look, there's clearly you have, and you've sent me, and I'll be showing throughout this interview several different photos, videos of examples of what you're talking about, because you're not just coming with a theory with nothing, right? You've got the things you've seen that make you want to put this together, right? This theory.
Yeah. We've actually sampled the signals coming out of the buildings. We've caught the emissions that are coming out of the buildings at 1.6 gigahertz, 1.72, 1.74, which were recorded when things were going on inside the building. We're also done tests where you can trigger interactions as well. So it's all there. It's all recorded. It's all provable. I've also developed a strobe, which people have used and have had very interesting results with. One guy actually had to go to hospital because it shocked him so much. So yeah, it's all there.
You sent me before this a couple videos that you wanted to kind of jump in on. So let me bring one up and just kind of take us through what we see here. Looks like they tagged you on this one on Twitter, and let's see if I can bring it up by itself here. Do you? Let me turn off the audio real quick. Okay, so we're seeing some orbs, which are spheres, right? They're glowing spheres, essentially. So these are the 4 working together.
Yeah. So the glow itself is a byproduct of the propulsion system. It's a high energy field around the shell of the object, which energizes the gas molecules, which results in photons, which produces atomic light, which is what you're looking at. It's the same process as the light creation during electric storms. So that's why you have this brilliant, beautiful light they're producing. And what you're looking at there, you see you've got the Type 1 V formation on the left. It's up on its side, and then you have the Type 2 at the back. Which means
you can confirm these are spheres.
Yeah, and it determines that the target they're looking at is on the left.
When was this video taken?
I think it was a year ago over the UK.
This is a year ago over the UK. And how did you come to how did you confirm that they are spheres? What does that process look like?
Because the formations, the light signatures, all match. The behavior.
Okay, so you're just going off the video. Okay, I see. But no physical evidence to confirm these are spheres.
Well, I mean, when you have the same formations, doing the same processes, and you're seeing it multiple times during daytime, nighttime, it's the same thing, just one's day and one's night.
Okay, I see. Yeah, it's an interesting video for sure.
So right now,
like one of the lights splits a little.
Yeah, the target is top about 9 a.m. That's west tracking.
Got it. Okay. All right. And he's got another video. Let me pull. Or this may be just a close up of it.
I think it's the same. Yeah.
There you go. Another.
Oh yeah, so it's closer up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's definitely interesting. Where is? Do you know what the location is there? Like, is there an airport here or?
Well, this is not. These aren't airplanes. It's pretty obvious.
I'm saying, is there an airport nearby? I'm sorry, I didn't say airplane.
No, I don't know. I mean, this video was only sent to me today, so.
Oh, both of these videos you just saw today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got it. All right, but they were taken a year ago.
Yeah.
And you're saying you confirmed it by just it matches other videos you've seen.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely interesting videos. Let me bring up this other one for sure. Here. And again, I'll put links in the description for everybody so you guys can go check out the videos for yourself, kind of zoom in, look at them. I know people like to do that. All right, yeah, this is an interesting one here too. Let's bring this up. Okay, so yeah, so I guess just talk to us here. What do you think?
Again, you've got the V formation. It's the same light signature. You always tell the V formations because, and there's a type 2 just turn out. And you always tell the V formations because they're the same distance apart. And that's the way you know it's using trilateration, because they have to be, it's a mathematical process. They have to be the same distance apart. So at the moment, they're doing 2D tracking in the sky.
And so one just went out and another one came in the back.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They also do that sometimes to move around. So if you can imagine one will power down and then move positions and then power back up again, which I think is it appears to be like a stealthy way of moving in the sky without being tracked.
Why would they be so visible with these lights that we could all just see them like this?
It depends. I believe it depends on the energy state. If they're in high energy mode or producing high energy emissions, they will produce by this byproduct light. The ones you see, the type 2s, where you see low to the ground, you just see them as silver balls sitting in the sky. And that's because they probably in a low energy state, which means they're literally just flying around on minimum. And then when they need to power up, they start to glow up.
What's the most orbs you've ever seen in a video together?
I've got pictures of, in these formations, about 3 or 4 formations. Each type 1 V formation here will require 1 relay. So you can count the relays in the sky, and then you can see the formations. And in fact, in the document, you can see these pictures.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, right on. I mean, it's definitely interesting for sure. That's. And how did you get this video? Like someone sent it to you, same way?
I get sent these all the time now. People.
Yeah, I bet.
These are being seen all over the world now.